Hello, dear one, and welcome back to another episode of Who Knows podcast.
Who knows what we're gonna talk about today?
Well, firstly, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I feel brand new. I feel fresh. I feel like there's many fascinating and incredible things happening around us. So that's exciting. But yeah, how are you?
I'm really good. Full of energy today. Yesterday I had I don't know, I was a little bit out of balance, but today I'm just going, doing, feeling full of energy. So that's good. But you had an amazing weekend. You were up in the mountains with 30 people, or?
Like, I don't even know. I mean, like, our group of people wasn't that big. Or maybe it was. I honestly, like, when it comes to numbers, I'm bad. But, yeah, it was a gorgeous experience. It's up in the mountains where it's nice and cold. And there's just tons and tons of nature and jungle and everything around, and the view is gorgeous, and you're surrounded by incredible people, and yeah, it was a very nice experience.
A lot of dancing.
Yes,
You did a lot of healing for the first time ever. I mean, you've been doing a bit of you've been doing
healing,
tarot and readings and things, but you never actually done like a proper 1 or 2 hour healing session one-on-one with anybody.
I mean, I still haven't done that. The sessions that I did were in an hour or two.
Oh no?
No, they were like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour.
Still kind of a new chapter though.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. A lot of exciting things happening. Realizing who I am, which is very cool. Because not a lot of people like get to know that about themselves at my age. So, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the topic we wanted to talk about today, I suggested let's talk about the future, and you wanted to talk about death. And then I said, well, future is death actually. So let's talk about, combine the two, future going into dying.
Yes.
Because that is the future for everybody.
Yep.
Which is a bit strange to say actually.
What do you mean?
No, but if you talk about the future, you normally, you talk about our future plans or visions or dreams, but then I guess the future will always be as well including dying.
That is the only thing that we know for certain will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you see the future? And when I ask this, I don't mean just like, what are your plans for the future? I mean, what...
For the whole world?
No, what are your perceptions and opinions on the future in general? Not as in what's going to happen in the future, but just the concept of the future.
I don't know. I don't think about it that much, actually. I really don't.
So yeah, this is the difference. I do.
You think about the future?
No, but I with everything that I think about it in a very outside of the box way. So it's like, for example, if I think about the future, a lot of people think, oh, plans for the future, what's going to happen in the future, robots and all these things. But for me, I'm like, okay, but what about the concept of the future? Like how, because in my world, the future doesn't exist because it hasn't happened yet. And we can only guarantee, well, we can't even guarantee here and now, but we can confirm that this is happening currently.
Yeah.
And we can't confirm anything that will happen in the future. So to me, the future just doesn't exist. We're always in today. Tomorrow will never come. But yeah, like, what will happen in the future? That's a whole different question. But do you have no...
No, but you say the concept of future.
Yeah.
That was the question to me. So how do you see the concept?
I just told you.
Yeah, but I don't, it's not, it's hard to explain, isn't it?
To me, it just doesn't exist. Simple.
Yeah. But then again, you do plan a little bit for the future. So if you believe it doesn't exist, how can you plan ahead?
Because we're brought up in a system where we're forced to think that way.
No, you're not forced to. I mean, you can.
Yeah, but that's like saying, oh, you don't have to use money. You could go live in the Alps and
You
do...
can.
Yeah, you can. You can do anything.
Correct.
But it's much, much easier to just put your opinions aside and just follow the system sometimes.
Yeah, but this is not. I don't see this as part of the system as such.
Planning and looking ahead?
Well, yeah, because then, yeah, I'm not 100% sure I agree with you here, because it's fun as well to look forward to something, even if it's only an hour ahead or a month or a year.
See, I disagree. It just stresses me out.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Because then I'll just be counting down the days and like it's... yeah, I don't know. I'm a very spontaneous person and planning just really doesn't go well with me. I like just doing things the way I feel like doing them in the moment and not really being like, okay, Monday next month, I'm going to do this. But then when Monday that month comes, I might not want to do that.
No, but listen. This weekend, for example, up in Bedugul, you knew like 2 weeks before that was going to happen. So you have that in your calendar.
But no, but it's different. Like, yes, I've had this conversation with so many people. Like, yes, in that extent, I guess there is some form of planning. However, I knew nothing about what was going to happen, who was going to be there, how many was going to be there, what the vibe was going to be. I knew nothing about what the whole thing was. All I knew was, that's the day we're going, here's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me, yes, in a way it's planning because I know it's happening.
Yeah.
But because I don't know anything else about it, it doesn't feel like planning to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything's still very exciting and new and
surprising. Yeah, I get that part. Yeah,
But
we're very, very different in that way, because I just love to organize and plan. The first thing I do in the morning is open the online calendar and just see what we have in our schedule, what interviews Dad has, where we have to go, because now we have so many balls in the air that we're juggling at the same time. So without planning a bit and organizing, that would be impossible to do.
No.
No, I can't keep everything in my head. I'm not 25 anymore, darling. I wouldn't remember everything.
Well, the things you don't remember might not be necessary.
Oh my God, darling, no. Then you become unreliable because there's other people involved. That's not. I mean, any type of interaction with other people is planning or setting dates, like with friends even. Okay, we're gonna have lunch with a friend next week. I put that in the it's like that. Sometimes it's spontaneous as well.
Yeah, see, for me, all of my encounters with friends are like 99% spontaneous. Like, I'll never text a friend and be like, hey, do you want to hang out this time next week? I'll just text them the day and that time, and I'm like, hey, do you want to do something? They'll answer, and then we'll do it. But
yeah, I think you're that generation still. You're 18, so
Yeah.
I think it's a different. But when
I'm aware that it's necessary to use planning in
Yeah,
this
because with your
world.
readings as well, somebody books with you next week on Wednesday,
Yeah,
2
I'm aware
o'clock.
that it's necessary, but I
Yeah.
disagree with it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people, including myself, disagree with a lot of things, but we still use it and we still do it. Like
Yeah.
money and calendars and
I disagree with
school schedules and.
needing to eat 3 times a day. I think it's a very big inconvenience.
I know, I agree. I completely agree.
Like, all of our days revolve around food. It's always planned around food. It's, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I feel the same. I'm like, I love food, don't get me wrong.
No,
I
same.
really love food. But that's also a choice because a lot of people only eat once a day and the body get used to it. We don't actually necessarily need to eat 3 times a day. We don't. That's just,
No, that's
a lot of people eat just once a day
Yeah.
and they're completely fine.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to function because my blood sugar level goes low and my brain doesn't function anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that wouldn't work. But yeah, so I completely agree with the food thing, for sure. So, how do you plan on dying?
I don't really, again, I don't plan things.
But you know you're gonna die.
I do know I'm gonna die. I don't know how I'm gonna die. That's an impossible question to answer.
But you can prepare for dying.
Yeah, when it comes. I'm 18.
No, I know. But depending on the culture, like the Tibetan, they think about death every day. They plan how, it's different religions and cultures in the world that really truly are connected with death in a completely different way than we are raised, which I think it's a healthier way, maybe not talking, plan how you're going to die or what's going to happen every day, but I think it's healthier to be in more contact with death.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the Western world, we've grown up with being scared of death and being scared of dying and what happens after death and just being scared of the whole concept behind death. Whereas here, I think it's a lot in Asia that they are really connected with death and they're very, okay and at peace with dying and what happens after, and also because they believe in reincarnation and all these things. And it's interesting because me and a friend had a very, very long conversation not that long ago about death. Like, we were talking about it for 3 hours, because I have never been afraid of dying. Maybe because I started seeing spirits at a very young age, so I was it was a confirmation that you don't actually die.
Yeah.
But even with the thought of there just being nothing after you die, which is what a lot of people do believe, that still doesn't scare me. But my friend that I had this conversation with is more terrified of death. Terrified of what will happen, terrified of how it will happen, terrified of what happens after, everything around death he's terrified of.
How hard. That's
and that's just fascinating to me, because...
And sad. For him or her.
No, I mean, he will... I feel like he will come to a point in his life where he will, I don't know, have some form of connection with it and realize that, hey, it's okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. And if it is, that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was just fascinated by it because I could genuinely not wrap my head around being scared of something that is inevitably going to happen.
That must be so...
But isn't that so fascinating?
I don't know if it's fascinating. I just think it's scary. I feel sorry for them.
To me, it's fascinating because it's the one thing we all know will happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
And being afraid of that has always been so fascinating to me, because it's like in my head it's like being afraid of breathing or blinking, or it's like you know it's gonna happen, so why be afraid of it?
Well, if you haven't got any upbringing with any faith or spirituality whatsoever, and I was brought up like that. Nobody talked about spirituality or talk about what happened after death. And my grandparents, they truly thought that nothing is happening. It's just black.
Yeah.
And I thought, as you know, every time I heard that, which wasn't often because they never brought it up, but if I asked, I didn't get scared because I knew it wasn't true. You know, I don't know how I knew, but even as a child, I knew it's not like that.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, for me, yes, even though I've been brought up around you guys and it's been very spiritual and been brought up around so many deep individuals,
And spiritual, as we've been, you know, since you were one. You've been going to satsang every week.
Yeah, I mean, like,
with our teacher.
Even though that's been my upbringing, and I truly do understand that that's a big reason why I'm okay with death, I still, like, when I think about it, and when I had this conversation with my friend, and I was really trying to put myself in his shoes and try to see his perspective, and like, try to see his belief of, oh, there's nothing, or there's an infinite amount of nothing, or there's an infinite, like, he was terrified of the infinite part, not the nothing, not the, if it was heaven or hell, nothing like that. It was the infinite part, the fact that it would just be a never-ending something. And we went on and talked about that, and the thing that really confused me was, okay, let's say that when we do die, there is nothing, which is, nothing is a concept that the brain cannot comprehend, which is another thing that's fascinating to me. But let's say that when you do die, there is absolutely nothing, and it is an infinite amount of nothing. When you die, you're not going to experience that nothingness because you're dead, according to his belief, right? So you're afraid of something that you're not going to experience. And that part I could not understand for the life of me.
He can't explain either, of course.
We sat there for 3 hours going back and forth through around this exact moment, because to me it was like, how can you be... That's like saying I'm afraid of a piano that's going to fall out of the sky. It's like, it's never going to happen. So why are you afraid of it? You know, it's like, you're not going to experience that, so why are you afraid of it? And we just went round and round in circles, and that ended up not going anywhere, because he tried to explain in many ways, but none of them were logical to me. Like, it was just kind of like, no, I'm just afraid of it. And I'm like, okay, but why? You know? But yeah, death has always been a fascinating thing to me. I mean,
but when you are with friends and have this talk, which is, you know, mind-gobbling for a lot of people, and you have friends that are truly afraid of dying, can you in some way reassure them or help them, or no?
No, because usually the people that I know or that I've met that are afraid of death are people who have grown up, like you said, with zero hope or zero faith of any higher power or any, like, God or universe or guide or anything like that. Like, they've just grown up around being told that science is facts and, like, all of that. And with someone like that, I can't tell them, hey, that it isn't going to be the end, because I see spirits and I can confirm, like, cross my heart, put my life on the line, that there's another side, you know? I can't say that to them, Because, I mean, yes, I can, but it's not going to do anything because they've grown up and been programmed to believe science and actual facts.
Okay.
Air quotes.
But there's so many people that have actually died and come back, that have written books about it, have done talks about it. There are also people that have reincarnated, and then they actually remember. They might have been born in one side of the world, and then they go to another, and they know around the corner it looks like this and this and this, and they meet people that they are related to, but not in this life, the other. So there's so many. So I'm just saying, if I were in your friend's shoes and were terrified of dying, I would dig for information to get that fear away, like all these books, like a beautiful.
But that's the fascinating thing about it, because he is aware that reincarnation is a possibility. He knows that people have died and come back. He knows that there are people that have been reincarnated that have these memories. He knows all these things, and he knows me and what I do, and that I see spirits, and so he knows all of this, but he's still afraid of it. And that's another fascinating part, because it's like, okay, but if you know all of this information, whether it's true or not, there's a lot of, like, it's a very small chance that it's a lie based on the amount of people who are experiencing this. So, is, like, because a scientist didn't say it, you can't believe it?
Science is wrong all the time.
That's what I mean.
Look in history. They've
That's
been
what I
so
mean.
wrong.
That's what I mean. But everyone's brought up differently.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But no, it was a very fascinating conversation, and it led to nowhere. But that's usually my favorite types of conversations, because it doesn't need to go anywhere. It's just fun to bounce off each other for hours.
Absolutely. No, there's no solution, and nobody knows for sure anyway. But, and I find it so amusing when people say, no, I believe in science. And I'm like, really? Because if you look at history, it's just a bunch of people coming up with things, and then they correlate, okay, now this is scientifically proven. Oh, yeah, really? 10 years later? Where did the scientifically proven evidence blah 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 go? Because here's new evidence that this wasn't true any longer. Or it doesn't
and it's also, like, I don't believe in science also because it's purely made for humankind. Like,
by humankind.
It's by humankind for humankind.
What do you mean with that?
I mean that, like, for example, mankind created numbers, and now we base basically all our science based on numbers, right? So if we created numbers and we use that now to base everything, or a lot of things that we call facts and believe in and, like, live by, how can we trust that that's true if we've made it?
Interesting.
If we're just like, oh, here's numbers, this is a cool thing we do. And now we're gonna use this as factual.
I never thought about it like that.
Like, I go so deep into these thoughts. No, like, and it's a whole can of worms. Back to
what? Death.
Future or death?
Future. Future. Future and dying. Well, for one, I've said it so many times, I am far from suicidal. I think life is so exciting, but I do look forward to death.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be the most beautiful journey I do. But I also believe that dying is different for everybody.
Yeah.
How you prepare, how you are in that moment.
And your religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think death, your experience of death has a lot to do with your perception of it, and also karma. I think there's a lot of things attached to the way you die and how you die.
Yeah.
And where you go when you die.
Yeah. Where do you think you go?
Oof.
Or where do you want to go?
I don't know where I want to go.
No?
I think I would like to go back to my own kind. I don't, since I was 14, 15, I haven't felt like I'm one of anything on this planet or in this universe, as a matter of fact. I feel deeply that there is somewhere else in wherever it is where I belong and I'm supposed to be. So I'd like to go back there. But this is also interesting because it correlates with the topic of reality. Because depending on your perception of what reality is, alternates your perception of death. For example, one of my beliefs of reality is that this is all fake and we're in a simulation or the Matrix.
Or an illusion.
So when we die, we just get unplugged, basically. And we might wake up and we've just been playing a game for 5 minutes. Or you die and you wake up in a parallel universe and you never noticed anything, like you never noticed that you did die. I love this topic so much because there's so many like different
Angles.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it
you
is.
never get anywhere with it. I love it. Where do you want to go when you die?
Oh, I know where I'm going.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the unconditional paradise, unconditional love paradise. I've touched it, you know. I haven't been close to dying ever, like some people have died and come back and have that amazing experience. But I have touched on experiencing the amazing, beautiful, unconditional love that is.
But with DMT.
No, we did something called Bufo. Yeah, which is Bufo is the strongest DMT, which come from a toad. That from the.
I didn't know Bufo was DMT.
It's the strongest
I thought
in the.
Bufo was like a whole other thing.
No, it's the strongest. No, is it called DMT? It's called the
Yeah.
spirit molecule.
DMT.
Yeah, it's the strongest thing. Anyway, so I had an experience there, but I also had an experience with just a breathing session, you know, when you do rebirthing. So it doesn't have to be a medicinal plant. No, this is not a plant. This is a
Frog.
a toad, yeah. But no, so I know I will come. That's the way I feel. I can say it so certainly. But I know, you know, my grandparents will be there. Sachidananda will probably be. You know, all the ones that I truly love and that I want to see will be there.
Basically,
and then the unconditional love that is on the other side and all the angels is just a feeling where. Oh, it's just so nice. I don't know.
Basically, your perception of heaven.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in hell.
No.
No, I don't.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what you're describing is your version of a heaven.
Yep. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. And this book, I've been reading a few from people that have died, but one in particular is Anita Morgiani. And she was dead for 40 minutes.
Oof.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
And she came back and wrote this book. And now, I mean, she's traveling the world doing talks. And she's helping a lot of people that are afraid of dying. Because she has actually been there 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Not just one of these, you know, 1 minute or two when they, you know, get you back alive. She was dead. Completely. They've given up. She was dead and then she woke up.
Yeah, I've seen videos of like people waking up in their caskets. Like right before they bury them, they just open the door and they're like, "Oh, hey,
No way.
I mean, like, not open the door, but, like, they start moving. That's why in graveyards, they have, like, bells and shit.
What?
Yeah, in a lot of graveyards.
That long. You can't be dead that long because the
No.
brain then, if you
So
haven't
for
got...
40 minutes, you can be dead?
Apparently.
No.
But I don't think
that
days.
goes against the odds.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
That's the longest one I actually know of that is true. That is not, I don't know, some TikTok video or something. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of shit on TikTok that is just like...
but whether it's true or not, it's entertaining.
Yeah, no, but no, and she writes about or talks about that. What she saw was that if you were Jewish, you kind of went to the Jewish, I don't know, department or whatever you want to call it. And if you were Muslim, you went to, the Muslim department. And if you were Christian, and if you were, so it was all what you believed or what you've been practicing your entire life, that's where you went. So because I haven't got a religious upbringing nor I don't believe in religion, but I'm super spiritual. So I just know that I'm gonna come to a space where it's love. It's love and joy. Lots of joy as well.
Yeah.
Super. I mean, the angels, they are just so hilariously funny.
Yeah.
They are laughing all the time. As soon as I feel them, because I do feel them sometimes a little bit on my left side, they're just laughing. Mm-hmm. They are so hilariously funny.
Yeah, they're jokesters.
So that's where I think, or I feel that where I'm going.
What do you want to happen to your body after you die?
Oh, I wanted to be left alone for 3 days.
Yeah, but like...
And after that, burn me.
Okay.
Burn me and...
cremate.
Yeah, cremate.
Burn sounds just... Take a lighter and just, go at it.
Grill me. Feed me.
Put me on the barbecue.
No, burn me. And
cremate.
Cremate me. And then, I mean, seriously, I'm not so bothered what you do with me after that, because if I always think as well, if it feels better for the ones that are left behind to have a place to go to, like my grandparents, for example, they didn't want to be in a cemetery and have a stone in a graveyard and everything like that. But in Sweden now, they have these beautiful places where whoever does the cremation, they put them there, but you don't know exactly which tree or which bush or under which flower they actually put the ashes. So you're in this a little bit, it's not a huge place they're at, but it's a little bit of a hill, and then there's some trees and some flowers, and you can just walk around, and there's some benches you can sit, and that's where they are. But I'm not 100% sure this is the rock they're under,
I'm just gonna chuck you in the ocean.
You can do that, absolutely. I mean, I'm a mermaid, so that's fine. But I need to be cremated.
Why? Question.
Oh, I don't want, the worms going in my...
Oh, okay.
No. I just see like a horror movie, and no, I can't. No.
You don't want to be worm food.
No. Ew. No, I need to be cremated.
What if I chuck your body into the ocean?
Ew, even worse.
Have the little fishies nibble at your toes.
No, you need to cremate me. And what about you?
What, after I die?
Yeah, what do we do with the body? Well, I won't be around, but you're going to have to tell somebody.
You don't know that. I could die tomorrow.
Oh dear, do not even joke about it.
I'm not. It's a possibility.
Oh, stop it. Let's carry on. What are you going to tell the ones that are left after me and Dad has passed?
Everything I want to do starts with cremating.
Yeah.
So either chuck me in the ocean,
But can they do that right after you? Or do you want the body to just hang a little bit before they cremate you? Because I believe it takes a little bit of time for the spirit to kind of come to terms with that it actually has died. So, in what I've learned from our spiritual teacher, she says, no, you leave the body for 3 days, and let that time kind of, so the spirit kind of accumulate. No, not
Yeah.
accumulate, no, but
I mean, yeah, it gets used to being dead. Yeah, I mean, sure.
it's not important.
No.
You're not there anyway.
No. I mean, like, obviously, don't, like, do anything to my body. Like, for example, like, I don't know, Marilyn Monroe got raped right after she died and that stuff, and that I don't.
Did she?
Yeah, she got raped, like, by, like, 6 dudes right after she died.
Did you get this information from Dad?
No, Google it.
Oh, I have to ask him because he's looked into that murder.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah. I haven't heard that.
No, yeah, I mean, like, just leave me alone. I mean, you can touch me, but just not in...
They can. I won't be there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You, when I say you, I mean whoever is there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to hug me, go ahead. If you want to, I don't know, kiss my forehead, go ahead. But, like, don't use me as a rag doll and throw me around.
No one would ever do
use
that.
Use me as a pinata. No, and then, yeah, either throw me into the ocean, make a tree out of me.
You can have they do diamonds these days.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't feel like a blingy person.
No.
So
True.
Yeah, and I also want to return to nature, not just be on someone's finger.
Yeah. No, I feel the same. Use me as fertilizer somewhere.
Yeah, you can also
in the ocean or in the ground.
You can also take the ashes and put them in tattoo ink, so you can tattoo people into you, which I find kind of gross.
Yeah.
But, like,
that's a bit morbid.
To each their... Yeah, it's like, hey, look at my arm. That's my mom.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah, no.
No.
But,
okay, so that's yeah. We both want to be cremated.
I mean, it feels like that's... Because, I mean, if I could, I would rather just chuck my body into the ocean. But that's illegal. So you have to cremate first.
I don't know here in Indonesia if they got laws around that. I don't know. But here they cremate everybody.
I don't think I'm going to die here.
Here they're big. You're not going to die here?
No,
I don't know where I'm going to die.
I think
I'll grow old here, though, because this is a beautiful place to grow old in.
Yeah, I think you're going to die here.
Maybe.
I think you're very comfy here.
Very, yeah, I am.
I don't think you're going to be moving anytime soon.
No, not with this big project that we got going.
But, yeah, no, I've always felt, since I was a kid, that I was going to die in someone's arms.
That's nice.
I mean,
not for the person
not
that is
for
there.
the other one.
No.
But yeah, no, I remember being like 5 years old and feeling that very strongly. And I remember telling Dad about it, and he was like, I hope it's not me.
No, of course it's not going to be him.
Yeah.
No. I want to die in my sleep. That just feels so peaceful.
Lame.
Is it a competition? Is it a cooler way to die?
Yeah.
Not in my sleep.
I mean, when you're sleeping, you won't be aware that you died. I want to be aware that I'm dying. You're sleeping, you're just...
I want it to be peaceful, though, but I think everybody wants that. No pain, peaceful. Close my eye, take a deep breath, and just let go.
Yeah, that last breath. Can't wait for that. Again, like, it's so sad because, like, both of us aren't suicidal in any way.
No.
But we both cannot wait to die.
No, it's not that I'm thinking about it very often, but I do.
I do.
I do look forward to it.
It's gonna be the dopest experience ever.
Yay!
Yeah. So
shall we finish off with grateful things here, because we keep forgetting to do that.
We keep forgetting.
So you go.
I am very grateful for the past 4 or 5 days. They've been very life-changing, and I'm super grateful for every second of them and the people I have around me. I'm very grateful that we can have food on the table every day and that we don't have to worry about that. And I'm very grateful that one day we will die.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm super grateful for my very comfortable bed, pillow and cover. I just love my bed. I say it to the bed every morning in my head. I'm so grateful for my bed. And I'm also grateful that you and the close ones around me are not afraid of dying, which I find must be a really horrible feeling, because that we are sure that we're going to die. So being afraid of that, I can't imagine. And then I'm also super grateful that our project that we have started, the energy around it is amazing, and people are popping up, and it's beautiful. So that's going ahead, and I'm very grateful for that. So we're going to finish off here and carry on a little bit on our Substack, so please join us there.
Yeah.
And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.